Good day, Crime Talk aficionados. My name is Scott Reisch, and this is Crime Talk, the most fact-driven, unbiased, true crime channel. Let's get straight to the docket today. First, Derek Chauvin trial update. Second, patience is a virtue. Third, Lori Laughlin's husband, Massimo, is released. Fourth, this guy really doesn't want to go to jail. And finally, our dumb criminal contestant of the day. Let's talk about it. Good day, Crime Talk aficionados. This is Crime Talk, and my name is Scott Reisch. Thanks for watching. If you haven't done so already, please hit that subscribe button. As always, hit that little bell as well so that you receive notifications of when we go live or put up new content. For those that are new to this, we will go live on Tuesday nights at 6 p.m. Mountain Time. Please join us. It's always a good time. We answer all of your questions about cases we are following and, well, frankly, anything that's of interest. All right, let's get straight to the docket. Derek Chauvin's trial continues. This is week 2. And the day started with the emergency room doctor that treated George Floyd. The first witness on the stand today was Dr. Bradford Langfeld, and he was the emergency physician at the Hennepin County Medical Center who provided treatment to George Floyd. He's also the doctor that declared George Floyd dead last May, and he had testified that he believed Floyd's likely cause of death was asphyxia. We know that that is coming. This is the emergency room doctor. He obviously did not do the autopsy, but that's what he stated in his professional opinion. The doctor did go on to state that there's another name for death by oxygen deficiency, and that's asphyxia, which is commonly understood, the good doctor told the prosecutors upon direct examination. On cross-examination, Dr. Langenfeld said that hypoxia can be caused by many things, including drugs such as fentanyl, methamphetamine, or a combination of both. And as we know, and we anticipate the evidence will be forthcoming, that's exactly what George Floyd had in his system. Nobody's taking sides here. We're simply saying these are the facts that we anticipate coming out. It's no secret that the defense is going to say that the combination of the methamphetamine as well as the fentanyl in George Floyd's system was the cause of George Floyd's death. We'll see what a jury ultimately decides. The next witness on the stand was Minneapolis Police Chief Medaria Arredondo, and he said that he thoroughly rejected Derek Chauvin's actions during the arrest of George Floyd last May because it was contrary to department policy. Once Mr. Floyd had stopped resisting, and certainly once he was distressed and trying to verbalize that, it should have stopped, referring to the pressure on the neck. The chief went on to say there is an initial reasonableness in trying to get him under control in the first few seconds. But when there was no longer any resistance, and clearly when Mr. Floyd was no longer responsive and even motionless to continue to apply that level of force to a person proned out, handcuffed behind their neck, that is in no way, shape, or form is anything that is by policy. Now, on cross-examination, the chief, who was not going to give anything up easily, ultimately conceded that all of these policies cannot be read individually, that they have to be read in a totality of circumstances, and that they can change based upon the circumstances that the officer is assessing there. And that really, to go back and armchair quarterback the situation, well, is playing armchair quarterback. The chief wasn't going to concede anything. It had to be pulled out of him, but ultimately the defense got the answers that they were looking for, that these policies are really in the discretion of the officer and that they change based upon the circumstances that change, right? Just like when an attorney gives you an opinion, that may change based upon new information that comes out, just like you have to address those policies. It's not verbatim. That's the law of the land, so to speak. It's subject to change and interpretation. That's what the defense was looking for from that particular witness. And frankly, I think the chief didn't help himself by constantly arguing with the defense. Just give the defense the answer of yes or no. Let the prosecutor get back up and clean up what you think that the defense hurt them on. That's what he needed to do. But like all things in life, ladies and gentlemen, there's an easy way and there's a hard way. And everybody, I swear everybody, always picks the hard way. Before we continue on with the docket, let's take a quick recess. Please go to CrimeTalkSearch.com, sign up for a background subscription service. You'll be happy you did. If there's anyone out there you were ever curious about what was in their background, now is the time to do it. If you're going to get involved with somebody, now is the time to do it. When you go to CrimeTalkSearch.com, you put in the name, literally millions of public records are searched and a report is generated. And it's going to give you a report. If they have multiple social media accounts, you're going to find it. If they have multiple phone numbers, multiple email addresses, it's going to be found. And more importantly, you're going to get information regarding criminal history. Hopefully the person you're searching has none whatsoever. But if it's there, it's going to be found. You're going to get everything you'd want to know, whether you're going into business or whether you're going into a personal relationship. You're going to be able to find out the information you want to know. So go to CrimeTalkSearch.com, sign up today. You'll be happy you did. All right, next on the docket, Massimo Giannulli. That's right, Lori Loughlin's husband has been released from prison early after serving nearly 5 months for his role in that high-profile college admissions scandal. As you may recall, Giannulli asked to be released early. The court rejected the argument that Giannulli put forth, which was, hey, I have been in quarantine for some 56 days now because of COVID. These conditions are much harsher than anybody expected, and the solitary confinement quarantine has really taken an emotional and physical toll on Mr. Giannulli. The court was like, nah. Anyway, he has been released to serve his sentence, the remainder of it, on in-home detention. This is not unusual. It's a very short sentence that was imposed. Normally, the last 6 months of any sentence is served at a halfway house, and that's in the federal system. Let's be clear, in the federal system, which Mr. Giannulli is in. And then that can also be served on in-home detention. Clearly, Mr. Giannulli is not a flight risk. They'll know where to find him. There's nothing to indicate that he is going to be a danger to the community. So it makes sense to put him on an ankle monitor where he can live at home during the pendency of his sentence. He still has to be on supervised release and do a lot of that community service work that he has to do. Next on the docket, patience is a virtue. A Memphis Burger King customer who has yet to be identified was a little upset as to how long it took to be served. And what's the logical thing to do, right? Maybe say, hey, is there a problem going on here? Maybe you ask, can I speak to a manager? Oh no, not this customer. That's right, she gets out of her car, because she's in the drive-thru, leaned into the drive-thru window, had a verbal exchange with the employee at Burger King, and then fired several shots at the Burger King employee. Fortunately, all the workers fled and no one was harmed, and the woman that was firing the shots got into a sedan, a gray mid-size four-door sedan that was driven by a male driver. Take a look at the picture here. Clearly, this person understands that when Burger King, they used to have it, you can have it your way. It doesn't always mean exactly when you want it, when they get around to it. So, hey, if anybody has any information about this person, guess what? You can make $1,000 by contacting the Memphis or Shelby County Crime Stoppers and make yourself $1,000 richer. Whew. She almost made a dumb criminal contestant, but maybe next time. All right, next on the docket, this guy really doesn't want to go to jail. A 23-year-old man is suspected of stealing a Kansas Highway Patrol vehicle and leading officers on a chase with speeds topping 100 miles an hour, all with his hands tied behind his back just to make it fair. That's right, he was handcuffed. Joshua Swartout of Naples, Florida, managed to get behind the wheel of a patrol car and drive more than 30 miles without his hands. According to the police reports, this whole Houdini-like escape unfolded just after noon on Saturday as a Kansas Highway Patrol trooper was transporting Swartout to a detention facility after he had been arrested on suspicion of auto theft following an earlier pursuit. According to the police reports, the patrol car was not equipped with a rear seat cage or a partition, and therefore he was being transported in the front seat of the car. Well, while they were driving on Highway 25 near Atwood in northwest Kansas, the trooper witnessed a serious motorcycle crash and pulled over to help, as you would hope that they would do. Well, he left Mr. Swartout alone in the patrol car. Now, the police say we normally don't do that, but this trooper saw this accident occur right in front of him, and it was in a rural area. And being trained as a highway patrol trooper, it is ingrained that you must help people. Well, while the trooper was assisting the crash victim, Swartout, who was handcuffed behind his back, scooted over into the driver's seat and drove off. The trooper immediately radioed for assistance and notified everyone that the stolen patrol car was headed south on Highway 25. The chase topped speeds of 100 miles an hour on a stretch that he described as a narrow 2-lane highway. The chase continued onto Interstate 70 and headed west toward the Kansas-Colorado border. As the pursuit reached Edson, Kansas, roughly 30 miles from where it began, the patrol car ran out of gas. Then the suspect, while still handcuffed, fled on foot but was quickly apprehended. If I was this suspect's attorney, I would have one word to describe where he is headed. That's right. Prison. High-speed chases. There's one thing, eluding police. If you've never had any criminal history, that's the one case that will more than likely get you sent to prison just because it's so dangerous. But the fact that you were handcuffed and driving and endangering everybody's lives, that's right. Prison is the only place that Mr. Swartout will be headed. And next on the docket, our dumb criminal contestant of the day. But first, our dumb criminal contestant winner from last week. And our winner from last week is Mr. John Combs. He's the gentleman that said his meth was really Epsom salt and he was using it to treat an ingrown toenail. Congratulations, Mr. Combs. You will be getting some of that Crime Talk swag sent to you. But like every week, just when you think it can't get any better, take a look at this. Trey Cornwell. He thought it would be a good idea when the paramedics were helping somebody at an accident scene to, that's right, take the ambulance on a joyride, which he did, whereupon he ultimately got the ambulance stuck and was arrested. Who did this guy think he was going to be when he got away with the ambulance? I'm not sure, but take a look at his facial tattoo. Now, I have said this before. I know lots of people with tattoos. I've seen some that are absolutely amazing. Great artwork, great artistry. But when you put it on your face, it really kind of says, wow, I lack a lot of common sense. Now, this one, we've had a little bit of discussion here at Crime Talk. We want to know, is this a bird? Is this a lightning strike? Or is this the tattoo from David Bowie's video? Let us know in the comments what you think. But needless to say, Mr. Cornwell, you are a dumb criminal contestant of the day. And as always, if you would like the cool swag that a dumb criminal contestant may receive without becoming a dumb criminal contestant, simply hit the link below. It'll take you straight to Teespring. And that's right, you can order your swag. No dumb criminal entry required. All right. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for everyone who went along with us south of the border. I needed it. Boy, did I need that break. I think I was going to hurt somebody if I hadn't taken that break. I relaxed. I truly relaxed. Thank you all who commented. I appreciate it. All right. Please join us tomorrow live, 6 p.m. Mountain Time, and please always join us every day when we put out a new video here on Crime Talk.